Hey Glass Gang, thanks for tuning in. This stream starts soon. Hey Glass Gang, thanks for tuning in. Tonight I'm playing on Xbox, and I'll be doing a little bit of everything. It's going to be a chill stream tonight. I don't really have anything planned, so just kind of going to go with the flow. Do some things around the house. Some yard work maybe, some camp building. Maybe some events. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what we're doing. We'll see what's going on. No one's at Beast of Burden. That's not unusual. Shout out to Heisenberg Finn, not an alien, RUB Chaos. Thank you so much for being here, gang. Alright. There's not much going on in this world. And if you're wondering why the sound is off, it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem on console. I have no choice. I have to have the sound off, gang. So I do apologize for that. On console, I have to play with sound off because of copyright problems on console right now. So, just is what it is. Don't want to get my channel deleted. That wouldn't be too cool. Yeah, there's really nothing going on in this world. I should probably make a team. I wish PS5 and Xbox could crossplay. That would be cool. That would be cool, Tony Benders. I do play on PS5 sometimes. You'll just have to catch me on a PS5 night. So, but I have been neglecting Xbox. I've been playing a lot more on PlayStation and PC lately than Xbox. It is kind of hard to balance. I mean, 3 is an odd number, so playing on the big 3 platforms makes it kind of hard to juggle. Big Play Ray Ray with the 20 gifted memberships. GG! That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. You gifted more memberships than I think people are watching. That's so cool. Thanks a lot for the support, Ray Ray. Means a lot. Goes a long way for little old me. Everyone who received a membership, you now have access to GLASSGANG only content for the next 30 days. You'll also see your name on the official GLASSGANG roster. Check it out! Members only section has some really interesting and unique builds even that I've live streamed. And guess what, gang? I don't want to spoil it too much, but I finally got my 1000 max AP build where I want it. So you see, the reason why I haven't uploaded it yet, I know I've teased it a bunch on stream and stuff, but the reason I haven't uploaded it yet was because it just wasn't exactly what I wanted. And I finally have it exactly where it needs to be. You see, before trying to reach 1000 max AP, I had to do stuff like doing Agility Magazine and Astoundingly... No, sorry, not Agility Magazine. The Agility Bobblehead and then the Astoundingly Awesome Tales magazine paired with comics. Those 3 aid buffs combined would bring me from like 900 max AP to 1000. And the problem with that was I still want to be able to reach 1000 max AP. At least that's what I wanted to reach that 1000 max AP and not have to use any bobbleheads or magazines or chems to do it. So that hard AP is just straight from the build. This way, you can still pair it with your Tesla Science 9 magazine, your Big Guns bobblehead, and your overdrive. So you're not sacrificing damage for that extra 100 max AP. It took a lot of fiddling around and reading about what buffs stack and what I could do to kind of make that 100 AP ground that I was missing without having to touch those specific magazines and bobbleheads that increase max AP. And the build is finally there. It's finally there. I finally got it working yesterday. And I'm excited about it. It's so much fun to be able to see that 1000 max AP in the Pip-Boy. And it's just from hard AP. It's there all the time. It's not from, you know, being cloaked or being you know, there's no shade to the nocturnal builds. That's a great way to build AP as well. But yeah, I just wanted to build AP with Unyielding and always have that AP there. Pretty cool stuff. Finally got the build working right. I won't be showing you guys how to do that on stream tonight. That's not the idea, but check it out. We're at 900 max AP in the pit, boy! So, yeah, there's like 100 AP that I make up with food buffs and drinks, cocktails, and I mean, it's a whole buffet, but it works. It lets me not have to use the bobbleheads or magazines to reach that 1000 AP, so that I can still have all that AP density and have my bobbleheads and magazines and overdrive be damage modifiers instead, which is really neat. Now, the reason why you guys are probably wondering why the hell do you need 1000 max AP? So there's a couple of reasons why it's actually a really solid playstyle. With having this much agility, let's look into special here. This build will be coming out, by the way, really soon for members. They're gonna get access to it first. It's a members first upload, but it will then come out to public as well. So don't worry about it, you're all getting it. 63 agility. That's what we got going on. So why do we need that much agility? So when you have really stupid high agility, evasive procs a lot more. This helps your survivability. You could also drop Gun Fu if you wanted to, and Born Survivor. I have tested this with Dodgy. It is pretty neat. You gain a 5% chance to evade. Evade no longer has a cooldown, instead it costs AP. And we have 1000 max AP, so like we can evade all day. We can evade all kinds of damage. It does help the bloodied build just kind of be more survivable in situations where enemies are doing high damage. It's not bulletproof, meaning like you're still bloodied, you know, things can still kill you. Your luck runs out eventually and you do die sometimes. It's just the nature of being bloodied. I have 18% of my health. Now, one way that I'm going to try to tweak the build a little bit to get around that is to have more points in endurance, because what that'll do for me is it'll end up bringing up my HP. And a lot of people think that you want to be at really low HP, but you don't. Actually, it's the opposite. When you are bloodied, yes, you want to be at 20% HP, but the more points of HP you have, the more points of HP you have at 20%. So basically, you know, the more I invest in health points, the more density, the more hits I can take with that 20%. So it's one thing that people tend to overlook, and that's just kind of normal. It's part of the beast. It's the nature of the beast gang. An unyielding build is not super easy to conquer. Someone just capped me out almost, I think. But let's see if I can get a wanted poster and maybe do some bounty headhunts. I don't think I have any, but oh, I can buy some now. So yeah, it is pretty neat. It is pretty neat. And the only thing I'm doing as far as food buffs actually is 2 food buffs. Cooked soft shell meat, which comes from my Myler cooker. And then scorpion on a stick. Sorry, actually 3. I do use pemmican as well for that +8 endurance. We're at 960 max AP right now, just off rip. Just from that! And we need company tea because we need all of the AP regen we can get with this build, because it has almost 1000 AP. And with the right buffs, it does have 1000 AP. I mean, it is... it takes a lot of AP regen to regen 1000 points. So we need decent AP regen speed, or else it's kind of up in the water. The whole point too is not only to help with survivability, but that's actually this, like, the second aspect of it. The main reason why I built this 1000 max AP build was mainly because the Gadplaz is so hard to stay in VATS. It just runs right through AP, as you guys know if you've tried it. That fire rate of 114, I mean, it could be worse too. I have Vital on there, so if I had Rapid, it would be a lot higher. But yeah, that fire rate doesn't help. The AP cost being 9 looks low, but it's not when we consider that it's firing 114 shots in 10 seconds, and you're getting AP returned on crit every other shot, but it's using 9 AP per shot, and you're only getting 10 every other shot. So just by that math alone, we know no matter how much AP we have, this weapon is AP negative, meaning it just runs straight through your AP. So a good way to counter that is to have just a crap ton of AP, so you have so much that you can stay in VATS for the majority of the magazine, if not all of it. And you also have to pair that with high AP regen so that you can regen all that AP back when you do run out, because it will run out. The weapon is mathematically AP negative, so it's the same thing as the Gauss Mini. That's another one that has that problem. So yeah, that's why people tend to do a blood sacrifice build with that, or just use coffee with it. Now yeah, you can just use coffee with this build as well. However, with the way I have it set up, literally I'm only using 2 buffs, and these 2 buffs last an hour. Whereas with coffee, it's only a 25-second duration, and you have to keep farming coffee for it to work. It's not going to be the easiest thing for people to achieve. I'm going to be real with you, just because I'm also doing things like popping mutations hourly, but all of the buffs last 1 hour. So duration-wise, it's really good. You know, it's something that you can just have your buff wheel, not buff wheel, but your buff rotation involve these buffs like consuming mutations, because when you consume mutations, it completely removes the side effects of the mutation. And even with Class Freak, you get 25% of the negative side effect of each mutation working against you. Some of these mutation effects are like -4 endurance, -4 or -50 AP, stuff like that. So by popping mutations, it relieves those side effects, which actually affects your AP density. Your AP density increases, your HP increases, your carry weight, your intelligence, all that increases. Also, by popping mutations, you can also, because you are completely removing the side effect of the mutation, you can completely drop Class Freak. As you can see, I don't have Class Freak under luck. That opens up 3 points for even more optimization. Things like having 1 gun army on the build, or most people do have 1 gun army, but a lot of people don't run Grim Reaper Sprint, and this is just such a fantastic perk card for an Infinite's VATS setup. And having this on the build just means that when I swap targets on kill, any kill in VATS restores action points based on luck, which is super neat when you come into situations where there's crowds of enemies. You'll notice my AP bar refills on kill with this build. So it's pretty neat. I also have Dry Nurse in there because obviously my character role-playing a nurse, I gotta have something on there. So it's not like the most, this isn't an optimized perk for doing damage, but it's something I could squeeze in that's kind of fun and goes with the roleplay aspect of my build. You have a 50% chance to keep your Stimpaks when you revive another player, so that's neat. And well, I don't know if you can tell, but I am a nurse. So it's cool! Plus I own a clinic. If you ever have rad words or snot ear, you can come to my clinic here. I'm situated right outside of Top of the World. And it's been pretty busy lately, so... But luckily right now we're not very busy, but come on down to Clinic 76. We have everything you need. This is actually a buff base. So I come here and I do my character buffs, like perception boosts. I have all the rest of the camp buffs in the back. If you go through the soda pop machine, door. Oh yeah, I also have my ambulance. This is it right here. I got this thing rigged up. You know, it's a space machine, really. It's a hover van. Not really, it's just merged with a junk machine. I think it looks cool. So yeah, that's what's going on tonight. That's what I've been working on. But yeah, initially, the first time I did this build, this 1000 max AP build, was when I reached 1000 subscribers. I did it as a 1000 subscriber special because at the time I was showcasing a build that had around 600 and 700 max AP for the same reason, to run the gap plas in VATS. And I've been asked a lot about it lately, if I would ever update that build. And we're talking a long time ago. When I had 1000 subscribers is when I last updated that build. So it'll be neat. It'll be worth the wait, because this time around it reaches 1000 AP without bobbleheads, magazines, or chems. So you can use damage modifiers instead of AP modifiers, like Tesla Science 9 for plus 100% critical attack damage with heavy guns, or Big Guns Bobblehead for 20% heavy gun damage, and that all pairs with Overdrive for an extra 30% crit damage on top of that. Need that company tea? Absolutely do. I actually also like to sit on my chair thingy. These two camp buffs I just did actually help with AP density as well. So now we're up to 990. 990, folks. We're 10 away from just 10 points. We're gonna get on the ukulele. This will give me an AP refresh bonus as well, giving me the well-tuned buff, so I get 25% AP regen. But yeah, the little bike, the endurance bike, we're increasing our max AP through endurance because I have Thirst Quencher on the build, which is a perk card that increases your AP density. Through higher endurance. So the more points you have in endurance, the higher your AP will be. So doing stuff like that exercise bike actually increases AP. And that perk card is found under endurance. It's called Thirst Quencher. Increases max AP based on endurance while not diseased. Pretty neat, if I do say so myself. So yeah. We're gonna do some things here. But this is the build I got going on tonight. So for that reason, is why I also have maxed out endurance, is to get the most out of Thirst Quencher. And then maxed out agility also affects your AP density. Points in agility directly affect the points you have to spend in VATS. Now I still get Blight Soup damage here, but you'll notice that with Blight Soup it only says 50% crit damage. That's because I'm a carnivore, and you can still get 50% critical attack damage from Blight Soup, which is a herbivore buff, if you pop your carnivore mutation, like I just did. How I mentioned earlier that I consumed the mutation to suppress the negative side effects. Well, the negative side effects is you gain no benefits from eating vegetables, which is the negative side effect of the carnivore mutation. And the reason I'm carnivore is because you get more benefits from eating meat. And like I showed you guys, I'm using things like pemmican and what's the other one? Cooked soft shell meat and squirrel on a stick? Yes, squirrel on a stick. This one here. Squirrel on a stick for 8 agility, which gives 80 action points. 8 agility is 80 action points. So that comes from the Critter Cooker. You can also buy it from Nuka World. It's called Iguana or Fried Rad Roach on a Stick at Nuka World. And then the Mylark Steamer usually will have my cooked soft shell meat. And then I have the pemmican collector thingy as well. And yeah, so those food buffs combined, I get a total of about 160 AP from just those 3 as a carnivore. King shots, GG. Hey Cynthia, GG. Welcome to the stream. Alright. Neurological warfare! Okay, we'll go do that. But basically at this point, all I'd have to do is consume 1 alcoholic beverage that increases my max AP, and we're there. We're at 1000 AP and we haven't used bobbleheads, magazines, or chems to reach it, meaning we can use all damage modifiers for our bobbleheads, magazines, and chems. Sweet Mood Fruit Tea, 50% crit works without popping serums. That's right, but because we are popping serums anyway, like I explained earlier, Placelow, we're popping mutations for the ability to drop class freaks so that we can have a more optimized VATS build, and so that we can get rid of all the side effects of the mutations combined, because some negative side effects of some mutations are things like minus 50 to your max AP. That's 50 points of AP gone due to a mutation side effect. And so yeah, so since we're already popping mutations, we might as well take advantage of Blight Soup. And since Blight Soup is the same buff as that you just mentioned, it makes more sense to run Blight Soup because it only takes blight and boiled water. It's not a bunch of ingredients like Sweet Mood Fruit Tea. Sweet Mood Fruit Tea is a lot more of a grind. But yeah, if you're going to run Class Freak and you're not going to pop mutations, then it does make sense to do Sweet Mood Fruit Tea. But in our case, since we're already popping mutations for the build, it just makes sense to go with Blight Soup. Did I get an Anchorage Ace? No. I did not. That's unfortunate. So yeah, I'm not popping the mutation just to be able to run Blight Soup. I just wanted to make that clear if it wasn't. Let's go do a bounty. And right away, I'm actually going to drop these 2 here. Nah. Let's just see what it works. How it works like without that perk card. I forget the name of it. Dodgy? Yeah, we'll try Dodgy after. We'll see the survivability difference. Let's not forget Yo Old Hard Lemonade. That is a really good one to do. Thanks for reminding me, Ray Ray. I don't have any crafted, unfortunately. Does Hard Lemonade increase AP density, or is it just AP refresh? I forget. I'm gonna Google it. That's an old recipe. Okay, so he's down. I'm having so much lag right now. What the heck? It's choppy when I turn. I don't know if you guys can see that, but everyone standing. Pretty neat. So yeah, we stayed in VATS the whole time. We didn't have issues except for when people were walking in front of me. And I spent almost my entire magazine, 136 rounds left. That's what's up. What is going on with lag tonight, though? It feels really unresponsive. Let me see what it says. Yeah. Why doesn't it say what the recipe does? Fallout Wiki just says it can be purchased by Mr. Squeeze. Oh. Fortify AP plus 30 AP regen for 10% for 10 minutes. Okay, so it's AP regen. I was hoping it would add AP density, but yeah, it is only AP regen by the looks of it. It was replaced by Company T. Oh, yeah. Seaboy, GG. My evening's going good so far. How are you guys doing? Pretty cool. Survived that no problem. I saw that they were hitting me. The bounty was definitely hitting me because I was losing like half of my HP, which is bringing me down to 10% HP. But still good. We have good AP or HP density, health density, because of the points invested in endurance. Do I not have lead belly? I do have lead belly. You take less radiation from eating or drinking based on your endurance. So why am I taking radiation? I went from 19 points of health to 17. That's not good. Let's see. Do I still get rads? A little bit. It does in fact give me a little bit of rads. That's annoying. That's actually annoying. And another thing that's helping with survivability on this build is the Conductors mod, the 4-star legendary mod on here. With the right crit ratio, you can crit every second shot. As long as you're landing your shots, as long as your VATS accuracy is good as well, you can crit so much that you're going to keep getting that 10 health and 10 action points instantly every other shot, which is obviously contributing to survivability. It acts sort of like a Vampires mod that replenishes your health when hitting an enemy, but it does it on crit. So every time you crit, you get 10 health and 10 AP instantly. So let's hang up another bounty. I'll have to fix my rads here real quick. What the heck? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that lead belly also affects toxic goo. That's kind of annoying. You've contracted parasites. Perfect! Lead belly back on. Let's see if this guy has any disease cure. He doesn't, but he has overdrive. That's good enough for me. That disease brought down my AP, though. That's not good. We dropped almost 100 points. But I still have 800. We're gonna be fine. Anyone getting trouble in the atomic shop? Hey, Triglide! GG! I haven't seen an issue. What's going on your end, Triglide? Maybe I can try and replicate it here. Are you having trouble, like, making purchases in the atomic shop? Do I have any disease cure on me? No. I don't. I took high rad fluid. Of course I did. Look at that AP density. Look at that. I'm just dumping rounds into this same target with 800 max AP. It's so good for the Gatplaz. The Gatplaz loves this build. It's a match made in heaven. It really is. I love this build so much. Now, you could also switch out the standard receiver to calibrated receiver. The only problem with that is it brings the AP cost up substantially. It brings it up to like 13 AP cost, so you'll run through your AP a lot faster. But if you're not bossing, it's not so much of a big deal. Like you guys can see, I'm doing plenty of damage here, and having that standard receiver just lets me have the lowest AP cost possible. But of course, it's going to be up to you at the end of the day. If you have coffee too, if you want to combine that with coffee or sunshine oil, coffee is an AP regen buff that lasts 25 seconds. It stacks, meaning you can consume, you can like spam it like 25 times. It'll stack 25 of them, and the buff lasts for 25 seconds. It gives you 12 AP per second for 25 seconds. Also, sunshine oil is the same thing, but it gives you 16 AP per second for 25 seconds and also gives you damage resist. This makes it better for low health builds, unyielding bloodied builds, because this gives you damage resist. And this one's actually craftable. So it's kind of the OP version of coffee. It's better than coffee. You can craft this. I have a video on my channel. It's a bit of an old video showing how to craft it and farm it. Vader's time. But the nice thing about having a super high max AP build like this is if you're gonna do bossing with it and you do want to run the calibrated receiver to get that extra crit damage, I totally understand you. But you're gonna go through your AP a lot quicker. It's gonna be a lot better though with 1000 max AP than like an average like 300 AP build. You'll just run straight through that within like, you know, 100 rounds, whereas with the 1000 AP build you can get through most of your magazine even with the calibrated receiver. But if you want to sustain it even longer, you can get away with just doing a couple, like I'm talking like 2 or 3 coffee versus sitting there and having to spam 10 coffee for one boss fight. It basically just saves you a lot of coffee if you're going to run it with mods that increase AP cost for higher damage. You can get away with using less coffee. So it's definitely worth exploring if you're one of those users that is maybe using a coffee spam build right now and is kind of getting tired of the grind of having to chase down coffee trades or farming it in private world and stuff like that. I get so lost in the build types and what is used with what. It can get confusing for sure, but once you get used to it, it's pretty much, it kind of feels natural. You tend to, like, you know, think about stuff and think, oh, well, this would work with that. It also comes with experience just trying things and asking around, asking for help. You can also post in my Discord asking for help with your build. We have a build help section that's for help with build guides on the channel. It's specifically for help with build guides on the channel, but if you want to post like a build that you have that may not be on the channel that you're just trying to put together and need help with, then posting it in general chat is okay. Check it out. Link in description. It's free to join our Discord. And yeah, it comes with trying stuff. Like, I only learned what stacks with what when I started messing around with, you know, trying different things. And what I mean by stacking, if you're unsure, is when you can apply a buff and apply another buff that doesn't cancel out the first one, so that the effects stack. So if you have two buffs that are different food buffs, for example, but both increase your AP density, those are two different buffs that stack together. That would be the fried rad roach on a stick or scorpion on a stick and cooked soft shell meat together. That's a prime example. Those are both food buffs that are meats that they don't override each other, they stack. So they both give the same type of buff. It's both an AP density buff, but they stack. Whereas some buffs do cancel each other out. So it comes with just trying and testing stuff, and you can see what foods and what effects stack by looking at your effects tab and seeing that you have, you know, your food, your cooked soft shell meat right there, and fried scorpion on a stick as well, and seeing that they're both active. One says plus 50 AP and one says plus 7 agility, but they're both an AP buff because AP is action points and agility increases those action points as well. So that's why those two stack, because one is specifically targeting AP density while one is targeting agility. But they both end up giving you basically the same kind of buff. It's an increase to your AP density, your action points. I'm going to go get rid of this disease, and then I guess we can go to that infestation. That'd be cool. Does all the foods have effects? I always sell my foods. They do. Every single food does something. So it's why it's really worth getting some of these food collectors, because you can just look at them, you know, just look at them and you can read what it does by looking at the bottom of the screen. See how Deathclaw Steak says, it also says it in the item stats. Strength, STR stands for strength, gives you plus 5 strength, meaning this, eating this, will give you increased carry weight. Deathclaw Steak. Watch, let's eat it. Let's look at my carry weight. We're at 430 carry weight. Let's eat Deathclaw Steak. We went up to 460 carry weight, and that stacks with other carry weight food buffs. So it's definitely worth doing. Another one here. This one doesn't do hot dog. Hot dog gives us max HP for 30 minutes. So we should see a difference here with Hot Dog. We went from 100 HP to 114. So it adds points to things, you know. You can do what you want with that. You can set up a build around a specific dynamic. Like in this case, how I set up this build to be revolved around high max AP. Actually, what I wanted to try tonight was I want to try the Gauss Mini on this build, because like we saw, the GLASS does great with this build, loves this build. But let's see the Gauss Mini in action on this build. I'm sure the Gauss Mini is gonna do well as well, because it's a very powerful weapon. It's actually more powerful than the GLASS, but it's in a similar boat with the GLASS, where it's mathematically AP negative and it'll just run through your max AP. So having a really high AP density is going to help with that. So let's craft a Gauss Mini. And we're going to set it up for a VATS build. So we're going to need specific legendary mods. I'm going to do Furious. Rapid is going to be kind of bad, to be real with you. Like, it's just going to be bad in the sense that we're going to run through AP more. But it'll also give us the highest DPS. Putting us at 114 isn't so bad though. It'll actually perform about the same as the GLASS if we can get that AP cost down to 9, because my GLASS has a fire rate of 114 as well. So the fire rate showing 114, it just means that it's firing 114 shots in 10 seconds. The fire rate across the board on all weapons in this game, the metric or measure for it is that it shows you how many shots it can do in 10 seconds. So if it says 114, that's 114 shots in 10 seconds. We're gonna do Rapid. It'll give us the best DPS. That's optimized, of course. We need to lower that AP cost. So we did manage to get it down to an AP cost of 9. That's fantastic. Hopefully barrel mods don't increase our weapon speed. Let's see. That's because you are either herbivore or carnivore, and because I have popped mutations, it means that I consumed mutations so that I don't have the negative side effects of the mutations. I have access to food buffs on both sides of the mutation spectrum. But if you are using Class Freak and you're, you know, a carnivore and you haven't consumed your carnivore mutation, then you'll be dealing with 25% of the negative side effect. And if you have any of that side effect active for carnivore or herbivore, you get no benefits from eating meat. Or the opposite, like you get no benefits from eating vegetables. Let's look at conductors. We're going to need that conductors. We're going to need it. Okay, Pentabarrel unfortunately brings our fire rate way up, sky high. We're up to 141, which I figured would happen. Dang, that Pentabarrel's nice though. We're getting 6 extra shots from it, which means we can use Shotgun Champ to get 60% more damage. You know what, let's just try it. We're gonna do Pentabarrel. I like the poker paint. I don't know what it is. It just looks very, if they could have put, instead of like the hearts and the clubs, you know, and diamonds and stuff like that, they could have put, if they would have put responder logos, it would honestly look like a responder paint. So I'm gonna go with this. I like it. What are we gonna do for the capacitor though? Ooh. Some of these have interesting changes. So both increase AP cost. That's not good. We're gonna have way too high of an AP drain on this thing. I really want to keep that AP cost low. But I can't deny we're getting a lot more energy damage out of these, but it's coming at the cost of ballistic damage. And we're also increasing capacity. Alright, I'm going to keep the AP cost at 9 because with our fire rate being at 141, it's just too high already. Let's give this a try. Then, if it feels like it needs more damage, we'll try one of these Tesla coil dynamos and see what it does. So this takes 2mm electromagnetic cartridges. We'll pull that out. Furious Gap Plas. Alright. And I'm gonna go get some angler meat because I'm all out of cooked softshell meat. And for that plus 50 AP from the cooked softshell meat, if you don't have the Mylark steamer, you can also come here at the top right corner of the map. And there's gonna be anglers here that you can hunt and kill for their meat. And it's the same buff that you get from cooked softshell meat. So there's also locations that you can, get cooked softshell, but this is another, I just want to show an alternative to show you that there's different foods that do the same buffs. Now this won't stack with cooked softshell meat because it is the exact same buff as cooked softshell meat. There's also a perk card you can equip that doubles the meat you get from carcasses, so if you want you can equip that, you'll get more meat from it. Poached angler. We'll craft that. We might as well craft this Deathclaw steak too. Alright, so we're at 872 max AP. We're gonna take our poached angler and inspect it. You guys can see right in the item stats it says max AP 50. That means for 30 minutes we'll have plus 50 to our AP density. So let's look, we have 872. We'll consume poached angler. Now we're at 922. And let's see what's missing. Okay, so my mutations have fallen off. That means that it's time for me to pop mutations because I mentioned they last hourly, and so they last 1 hour. I haven't been streaming for an hour, but it's just because I have I was using the build prior. I've been playing with it when I signed out and stuff. I had already used mutations, and so they were still active when I signed back in. Are you on Xbox, PS, or PC? I play on all platforms. Tonight I'm playing on Xbox, but I do play on all platforms, James. Adrenal reaction, bird bones, carnivore, eagle eyes, egghead, herd mentality, marsupial, scaly skin, and speed demon. Now, that brings us up to 962. And we still have our pemmican buff. We still have fried scorpion on a stick, which gives us that 7 agility. It's the same buff as squirrel on a stick. And we have our accuracy boost from, I can't even remember what it's called, but it's a camp item. It has a weird name. It looks like I need to redo my camp buffs. So let's go do the camp buffs real quick. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Smash like if you learned something. So we're gonna go and do these two camp buffs. These are camp buffs. This antique speed bag is not just for looks. It's not just for being AFK at your camp. May I ask what generation of Xbox do you have? I have the newest generation, the Series S. I'll be upgrading it soon though. I want to try to get my hands on the transparent green Xbox Series X when it comes out. I cannot wait for that thing. I just love things that are transparent. I have a transparent keyboard, a transparent mouse, a transparent blue Xbox controller. It's blue and pink. I actually have 2 transparent keyboards. So yeah, I just love everything transparent like that. So by doing this little speed bag thing, we actually get 40 to our max AP. Another 40 points for 30 minutes. Bringing us to 982. And now let's do this exercise bike thingy for higher endurance. Just had a Bigfoot. Oh, that's cool. Let me know in the chat, gang. Are you having a good week? Did you have a fun weekend? Did you get all that XP this weekend during double XP? $988 max AP now due to that extra buff that we got from this bike thingy. Okay, cool. This will do for now. Do I have a disease or something? Like, what's going on? Oh, I have an addiction. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I was like, my AP is a little bit low. Not crazy low, but like a little low. It should be higher than this. Handy doody. Let's go to get rid of this addiction. There, 998. I'm not showing you the last 2 points you need for 1000. I'm not! You'll have to wait for the build guide. But yeah, we haven't done any bobbleheads or magazines that increase AP yet. Or chems. So you can also do stuff like Calmex if you want to increase that further, because Calmex increases max AP. Let me just show you. Let's grab some Calmex. You guys ready to see 1000 AP in the Pip-Boy? But the build guide that I'm putting out is actually going to hit 1000 without chems, so that you can use, you know, your big guns, bobblehead, your Tesla Science 9 for all that extra damage, and overdrive for damage. Because if we use Calmex and then we use overdrive, it cancels out the Calmex. So now you'll see I'm at a 1028 AP. There it is, gang. Feast your eyes! But, like I mentioned, there's one thing I'm doing that lets me reach the 1000 mark without having to do drugs. And that'll be part of the build guide when it's time. Junkwitch, hello, hello. There is a vendor in here if you want. Someone said they wanted or they needed conductors mod. I can craft conductors, so if you need it, just let me know. I have the S as well. I tend to get a lot of crash outs in certain parts of the map. Does that happen to you as well? I haven't been playing on Xbox nearly as much lately, so I can't tell you if that's really happening or not. I haven't noticed anything so far. I've been playing for like half an hour, I'm gonna say, and I haven't really noticed any crashes. But yeah, here we are, 1000 AP build, and we got the old Gauss Mini out. Let's go put it to some use. Sinkhole solutions? Okay, sure. Yes, please, I'd like to buy one. My bad, I just left my camp. I did craft one though, so I'll throw it in there for you after this event. But yeah, food buffs are really nice to have, especially if you have food collectors. Check your resources tab in your build menu and see what kind of food collectors you have. Put them out, let them collect meats and whatever other foods you have. Like some can collect, you know, not just meats. I'm pretty sure there's some that collect stuff. Well, like, I mean, like stuff like company tea machines. And just read the effects. Read what they do. See if you can make it part of your build, and it might actually improve. You might see that it improves certain aspects of your build. Alright, so the Gauss Mini absolutely loves being fed 1000 AP, but it definitely runs through it a lot faster than the GAT-Plaz, and that's because I have a much higher fire rate on this weapon. But it's definitely looking good. The real test is gonna be doing a boss, so I'll probably launch a nuke, is what I'll have to do. And we can test this build at a boss. Does this build look fun though? No coffee, no problem. Actually, this does feel stronger than my GAT-Plaz. If anything, it's likely better. Better suited for it. I would be doing even more damage if I was to squeeze in Shotgun Champ, because we're firing 6 projectiles per shot. Shotgun Champ gives us 10% damage per projectile your weapon fires. And I don't have that card equipped right now. But I'm going to move some points around and equip the card, and then we'll see for sure. Look at that AP density though. That's crazy. I mean, it barely... You guys can probably barely see the AP move. Because it's so small of a change. Like, how much points it's using versus how many points it has. We have 1032 AP. This is why I love about unyielding builds. This is why you guys see me in unyielding builds all the time. Max AP builds are my favorite. Agility is the way to go when you're unyielding, because it helps increase survivability through evasive. Having that high agility means we can just avoid a lot of incoming damage. It barely moves the AP bar. Like, this is doing so well. Another great thing is that I would be able to put the explosive perk on this, because this does do explosive damage as well. Is it better than the pepper shaker? When we tested it side by side against bosses, with this specific weapon, it just runs through AP so much that you have to build the build a completely different way. Like, yes, you could be doing this unyielding build, but you'll still run through AP at a boss fight to the point of having to use some kind of consumable. And so the pepper shaker is just more efficient, but if you're going to do a high damage build that does use coffee or some kind of consumable to stay in vats, then yeah, it absolutely can peak higher than the pepper shaker. But the pepper shaker meets or exceeds the DPS of the Gauss Mini without having Furious. We've tested this side by side. There's a video on the channel that you might want to check out. It's really good, showing you all the heavy guns tested. It's called the Heavy Gunner Tier List, and it's the most popular video on my channel. And we actually ranked the pepper shaker #1 because of that, because it was meeting or exceeding the DPS of the Gauss Mini while not needing any outside help to stay in vats or even a max AP build like this. It just a standard 300 AP build. Because it doesn't have such a high fire rate, the fire rate's only like 61, and the AP cost is low. So you can stay in vats with it really easily. But everyone has their opinions on that, so some people feel that the Gauss Mini is better, and that's okay. I'm gonna head back to my camp and put that conductor's mod in my vendor for you. Z-boy. There you go. It's in there for you. So yeah, we have 1,000 max AP here to play with. And it's so much fun. Let's go and clear out a silo. Actually, first I need to slide in Shotgun Champ. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna slide in Shotgun Champ. Oh, I didn't realize I was almost max cap. That definitely maxed me. Okay, cool. I'll just buy some more thingies. Can I drop? No. Where am I gonna pull those points? If I pull any points out of endurance or agility, it's gonna mess with my EP density. Not a big problem though. Technically speaking, you'd still be okay with dropping the build down to 900 AP and moving some points around for better optimization. But the idea tonight is to have a 1000 AP build rolling around with 1000 AP. How am I gonna get those points? What am I gonna do? Shotgun Champ is... Oh, not here. Shotgun Champ. 10% damage to crippled targets per projectile your weapon fires. We can drop Downranger. It's only 20%. And we're getting 60 out of Shotgun Champ. Plus that only works on targets that are downrange. So let's do that. But now with this low of perception, it's going to be extremely important that I do my VATS accuracy buff, my camp buff. And I can drop science and batteries included here for demo expert. And then maybe a rank 1 batteries included if I can grab one, because the ammo does weigh a lot, so we need some kind of reduction. Alright. Yeah, cool. We're not overweight. We're doing good. We managed to slide in that card, Shotgun Champ and Demo Expert. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for the disease cure. The clinic thanks you so much. Hey, if you're looking for work as a nurse, we're always hiring. Okay? We could always fill positions. Like, I need a full-time attendant here, because I'm never here. I'm always out dealing with, you know, people who are sick in the wasteland. And, two-tapping the snake boss. So. Oh yeah, let's go do that VATS accuracy buff, because we definitely need it now. I dropped those points out of perception. Gauss Mini's only ×2? No, it's ×6 with the pentabarrel place low. You get 6 pellets per shot, or 6 bullets per shot that exit the weapon with the pentabarrel. That's what we saw earlier. I need to fix that. Oh, it is ×2. Why was it showing ×6 earlier? I'm not crazy. I was on the workbench. You guys saw that. It showed ×6 earlier. Why was that? Let me go double check the workbench. Maybe there's something I did wrong. That's really weird. It is only two projectiles. Oh, it was +6 to damage. That's what it was. You're right. Okay. Well, I was confused by that, I guess. The more you know. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, I thought for sure I saw 6. I thought I saw X6, not +6. But I'm playing on a handheld tonight, so you'll have to forgive me for that oversight, because I'm playing on a 5-inch screen. I am playing through Cloud Play, and the numbers are really small. Well, hey, it's 20% more damage. It's okay. We still have more damage. You'll have to forgive me for that. Sorry to bear bad news. No, it's okay. I'd rather know than you know, say something that's wrong. And, like, you know. Do you like the PS Portal? I love it. I have one. I'm not using it tonight. I wish I was. It has a bigger screen. It has like a 10-inch screen. I do use it when I'm playing on PlayStation. It's nice. But yeah, I'll see if one of the silos are open, and I'll go do a silo then. Where's my mission silo holotape? Right here. So Alpha's open and Charlie's open. Perfect. Good news, everyone. Alright, I'm gonna do one bounty before I go do that, just because I'm max cap right now. So it'll at least open up my caps a little bit. But yeah, the neat thing about this build is we have 1000 AP. And that's without bobbleheads, magazines, or chems, meaning that I can do my big guns bobblehead for 20% energy weapon damage, my overdrive for 30% crit damage, and my Tesla Science 9 magazines for plus 100 heavy gun crit damage. And we still see that nice juicy 1000 max AP even after popping all those damage modifiers. Because typically my old AP build, my old 1000 AP build, I was reaching 1000 AP, but I had to throw everything at it because back then we didn't have active. So I had to, you know, I was forced to use agility buffs that were like agility bobblehead, astoundingly awesome tails 7 magazine that increases your max AP, and Calmex. But now with the active mods on the armor, I'm able to get around that and do my damage buffs instead, which is much better. Oh no! I got downed. Shoot. Now I don't have Dodgy on right now, which is something I want to do as well, is throw Dodgy on here to test. To see the— oh my god, okay, he's just one-shotting me like crazy. This guy's hitting really hard. So I'll slot in Dodgy to try and do something because oh my god, this guy's hitting hard. He downed like half the team already. And some of them are just like that. They just have these crazy mutations that they're gonna hit like a truck if you're not in power armor. And because I died, I lost some of my buffs, my camp buffs. But as you can see, because we have so much AP that's just straight from the build and the armor set, we're still at 928. Alright, and I'm not even bloodied. There we go, 978 now. Alright, this is a good test. Now we're doing damage. And we're seeing that AP density in action. Very cool. Look at that. The problem with Dodgy is it's gonna take away some of that AP density, right? But let's try it. First I'm gonna clear a silo, then we're gonna try it. I really want to try this at a boss fight. Need to make sure that I looted. Was it Charlie I said? Let's go to Charlie. Hey Miss Glass, just so you know, I'm in Alpha right now. Oh, cool. Okay. Alright, William, I'll leave you to it then. Are you in Charlie? Oh, you're in Alpha. Alright, I'll leave you to it then. I won't launch right away. There's no sense in us launching at the same time. If you want to do that, that's fantastic. It means that I can go drop or pop another bounty and keep testing the build against these bounties. I'm going to slot in Dodgy now, though, for more survivability at these bounties, because some of them can hit so hard that a little unyielding bloodied build just has no chance in heck. So we're gonna run Dodgy. This should help. 5% chance to evade. Evade no longer has a cooldown. Instead, it costs AP. But yeah, we have tons of APs. That's not really a problem. I noticed the animation of planting the bounty in the board with the knife is gone. What's up with that? Isn't that kind of weird? Why'd they have to do away with that? I don't know if that's intentional or if it's just broken, but it was kind of cool seeing my character plant the bounty. I hope that comes back. Honestly, this is a lot of fun. I'm kind of liking where this is going, because I can already tell that it's hitting harder than my Gatplaz, but it's definitely costing me a lot more AP than the Gatplaz because of how high that fire rate is. How did I survive that? I don't even know. I think Dodgy kind of did its thing there. This might be the best weapon for this build. Shoot. I might have to switch to the Gauss Mini. The Orange Cowboy would be so pissed at me. Be like, how dare you? Oh, my luck ran out. So yeah, that's the only downside to being bloodied. You are extremely squishy, especially because I'm using Unyielding to reach those higher AP densities. But you can use this build to solo the snake. It is tanky enough to solo the snake. The snake is basically just a wet noodle right now. It doesn't really do much damage. And survives it no problem. This is the same blueprint that I use for all of my bloodied unyielding builds on the channel that I use for soloing the snake boss. So it's really good for that. But these bounties and infestation bosses are something else. Honestly, they're the true endgame at this point, because they do hit harder than the actual endgame bosses, which is kind of strange. If you ask me, it's not very balanced. It doesn't make any sense. Personally, I'd be completely okay with them buffing the snake boss. And, you know, it just makes more sense. It glitched out. Something I can't... Okay. It stopped letting me scrap for a sec. I'm gonna scrap all this stuff here. Where should I nuke? I was thinking Earl, but I can wherever. I've been trying to farm neurological for the Anchorage Ace on this character, but it's totally up to you. If you want to do Earl, we can do Earl. So I take it you're ready to launch? I won't launch a bounty then. I'll just go refresh my camp buffs that I lost. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe if you're new, and turn on bell notifications. Helps the stream get out there to more viewers who may have missed the stream notification. GG. PSN winning the poll tonight? That's unusual. That's kind of cool. There we go. Agility increased by 2. Just launched on Skyline. GG. I just noticed, I just scrolled up to see Triglide's question because he had asked if anyone was having trouble with the Atomic Shop, and he says not loading new stuff, just owned stuff. So I'm going to try and see what that's all about here. See if I can replicate the issue. Oh, interesting. Now I can see the new stuff. There's new stuff in the Atomic Shop. Which is... Oh, a new newsroom bundle. Oh, this is so cool. Apparently I already have most of this. Clean striped suit, white crocodile camera paint, and the steel performance stage. That's kind of neat. This could be why. Try restarting your game, Triglide, if you're still watching. This could be why you're not able to see your items. So food buffs have expired. So I'm going to do my squirrel on a stick. And... light soup, company tea, deathclaw steak. We're up to 535 carry weight and 934 max AP. But we can still do poached angler, bringing us to 984 max AP, and then pemmican, bringing us to 1004 max AP. Ready to go! Now this one can be a difficult one to survive, bloodied. because of that high energy damage, but I'm thinking I'm going to drop Dodgy as well here because these bosses are very tanky, so I need all the AP density I can get here. And what I'll do is I'll use one sunshine oil to give me that damage resistance. A little bit goes a long way. What do we got? Okay, I guess we can put Gun Fu back on then. Ontogeny, GG. Tonight I'm on Xbox. PC listed in the poll. Is it not? Oh my god, Xbox, PSN, Xbox. My bad, guys. I totally flubbed that one up. Thanks for letting me know, Ontogeny. Hey, Ontogeny, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. GG. It's so dark here. Alright. Check it out. Just freaking shredding the Goliath boss, aren't we? And look at that. My AP density is doing so good. Oh, what the heck? I think I just vatsed a grenade or something. Because that was not the boss I was hitting. Well, now my AP just kind of glitched out. He just, like, slammed me. He's coming after me. Dang. I'm very surprised. This build performs really well with the Gauss Mini, even with the Gauss Mini's high fire rate. The 141 fire rate is much higher than the Gaplas, and it's still performing extremely well. That's fantastic, because it definitely, I notice it's hitting harder than the Gaplas. I see it. Wow. Neat. Anchorage Ace? No way! I actually got an anchor ace. Look at that. Where is it? Here it is. Awesome. Thank you so much for launching on Neurological, William McElvey. GG. I actually got it! I'm so happy! This is amazing. How lucky am I, gang? I don't know where I keep my horseshoe, but if I knew, I would lend it to you. Neat! I love it. This thing is going to be so much fun next season when we can modify the legendary mods on it and put it 4-star. Oh my god. It's the only 10mm submachine gun that has a built-in silencer effect. It's actually not working right now in current game, the silencer, but it is fixed on the PTS and it does work. It says prototype silencer as a unique effect. Fun fact, when this first came into the game, the prototype silencer did work, but then they just disabled it at some point for whatever freaking reason. It's not like it was OP. But yeah, that's so great. That's crazy. I did 20 the other week and didn't get it and ended up having to buy one for 32,000 caps. Oh no! That is crazy. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I was gonna launch on Neurological just for this weapon. Cool. So now I just have to get one dropped on my PlayStation character, so I guess tomorrow night I'll probably do a PlayStation stream. Might as well. I guess we can keep doing some bounties though. Let's go back to bounties. Hey! GG, Ray Ray! For the 20 gifted memberships. Sorry, I just noticed. I was busy soaking it all in that I finally got the drop. Thank you so much, Ray Ray. Appreciate the support so much, gang. I also have a neat video coming out soon. Testing the... it's another weapon that's technically a legacy weapon, but it's coming back, so it won't be like... it'll be hard to get, but you'll be able to get it. So, I think it's called the Last Stand, if I remember correctly. So, I've been testing and messing around with it. It's a super, super good weapon for dropping the shield. It's going to be my new shield weapon when I get the drop. The unique effect is really nice. Oh shoot, I'm just flying through ammo. Here, I'm gonna take out some 10mm rounds and I'll use this thing for a little bit. Why not? Oh, there's a bounty headhunt. Alright, let's see that AP density in action. Can we get through all of the rounds? I'm not even bloodied. Oh, shoot. Could be doing even better. I mean, pretty close to a full clip. This thing is really hard on AP. Holy shoot, this robot's tanky. So yeah, we seem to have just enough AP to get through a full mag. Just about. And this thing has higher AP cost, well technically because of that higher fire rate. It has the same AP cost as my GLASS, but it does have a higher fire rate, so it's going to run through it faster. I'm wondering if I put Vital on there, the 50% crit damage mod, if that'll help, if it'll drop. It will absolutely drop the fire rate, but will it balance out, or will I just see a straight nerf to the weapon? I'd have to test it against a tankier enemy like the Snake Boss to really know. The Snake Boss is a really good kind of unit of measure for me because he's consistent and I can compare it across the board in an isolated situation, you know, solo fighting the snake. So... but honestly, really good. It works really well even with rapid, just for running and gunning like this. I have plenty of max AP. Oh, I'm not bloodied, so we're not even at 1,000. Currently +3. Okay, so we are bloodied now. Oh, I think my camp buffs fell off again because I died again. So that's the only thing. It's kind of annoying to keep losing the camp buffs. I wish I had something else that could replace the camp buffs, because then it wouldn't be like that. You know, I could die and then... but I mean, still, the majority of our AP, 975 points, is hard AP. It's always there as long as I refresh my 3 food buffs that I use. Poached Angler, Squirrel on a Stick, and Pemmican. Those are the ones that add to my density. The rest is just coming from the build and the armor set. We have an infestation boss thingy. For this, I'll absolutely need all the survivability I can get. So we're going to swap out Gun Fu and Born Survivor for Dodgy. And I'll have to manually stim, I guess. I'll have no choice. Let's go try and find it. It's like our teammate found it. Do you still use the LMG? I love the LMG when I have ammo for it. It goes through ammo like crazy. So that's the only thing that I kind of dislike about it. Some weapons are disproportionately a return on ammo, and I feel like it shouldn't be. Like, for example, if you go and you do a raid, like stage 1, you know, 6 with the pepper shaker, you'll get a certain amount of ammo returned at the end. And if you use the LMG, it's the same idea. You get a certain amount of ammo returned at the end, but it's a lot less. It's nowhere near as much as the pepper shaker. So that's unfortunate. I just wish they would make it so that... am I shooting through the wall here? No, okay. I just wish that they would make it so that all weapons dropped equal amounts of ammo. Okay, we're doing darn good damage to him, but holy shit, it's coming at the cost of rounds. My goodness. Alright, let's do Big Soothin' for a little bit more damage. Blight Soup, and we'll do 1 canned coffee here. This will give us a little bit more time because, as you can tell, I'm not able to get a full mag dump with the Gals Mini, even with 1,000 max AP, which is crazy. It just goes to show, you know, how AP negative it is. It's very hard on AP, this weapon. But we almost get a full mag out. Almost. We have like 200 rounds. It's really good. That AP density is really solid. Because you can just, you know, let it regen naturally and start dumping rounds again. Not so bad. Spent what, 700 rounds there? No, I definitely spent more than 700. I spent about 1,000 rounds. I like it. Love you too, Ray Ray. GG. Glassy McFluffy Pants isn't with us tonight, gang, so I do apologize. Glassy doesn't feel well and is at the vet right now. Can you please add limit breaking to your vendor? Thanks. I will if I have any, but I cannot craft it. So, I can't craft it. Question, Glass, how come my plasma shaker only does like 80 damage per pellet? Because you have something messed up with the build, or you're not holding your crit damage, you're not holding your critical attack button down in VATS, so you're not seeing it spike. It should be able to spike with the build set up exactly like the video, per cards and all. It would spike at around 400 per pellet. So with 80 damage per pellet, it means you really don't have the build together like the build guide. So make sure you're following the build exactly. Make sure that you double check everything and you have the right amount of limit breaking, that you're joining a team so that your luck to crit ratio is correct, and that you are holding your crit button in VATS. Make sure that you don't have the grounded mutation as well, X-axis, because, you know, the grounded mutation actually nerfs energy damage, so just make sure you don't have that mutation. Make sure you have only the mutations listed in the build guide. What else? Yeah, I mean, every single time someone copies one of the build guides and struggles with it, it's mainly due to them not having the tactics involved in the video as well. So like, don't skip any parts of the video, don't skip the tactics, watch that part. It's as important as having the build together, because the tactics will make it or break it. It's really important that you know how to use the build and how to use the perks in relation to, you know, having it set up. It goes hand in hand. If you want more help with it, Access, join our Discord. I can help you if you post in the build help section. Just know that every single time someone posts in there and they say they have the build to the letter, they never do. So, and it's just because I go over it and find that they have made mistakes with the build. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you made a mistake with the build, I'd rather help you figure it out. Don't feel like I would be upset or something about that, or like, don't feel dumb about it, you know? Everyone makes mistakes, and it's a lot to put together a build like this. It's really end game, and there's a lot you need to know. You don't need all 5 pieces of limit breaking, right? That's right, you don't need all 5 pieces. In this case, I only have 4 pieces of limit breaking, but you do need the right luck. The right amount of luck will determine whether or not you can actually crit every other shot. Make sure you have Shotgun Champ too, X-axis. It's really important. Shotgun Champ and the Hex Barrel, giving you 8 pellets per shot, which Shotgun Champ is 80% more damage. Okay, so as far as the luck to crit ratio, if we look at this luck to crit ratio here, this is what you need. And keep in mind, you need to have critical savvy per card in luck, you need to have 4-leaf clover, and you need to have your VATS accuracy at 95%. Meaning, if you're targeting an enemy and it says 61%, only 61% of your shots are landing, which means you won't be critting every other shot. So you could have the right luck to crit ratio, But if you're standing too far away from your target, you're only landing half the shots. You're only critting half the time that you could be. So with this on the screen, and we look at 4 limit breaking pieces, I have 4 limit breaking. If we look at my armor, I have a limit breaking here, so that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and then the last piece is tankies. Tankies gives me 200 damage resistance for 10 seconds while standing still with a 20-second cooldown up to 1000 on full stack. I just have this one piece because there really isn't anything else you can add to non-PA. Like, I can't add scanners to this build. I would love to throw scanners here in the place of tankies, but you know, I do also need all the survivability that I can get. So the 200 DR for 10 seconds when I stand still is nice, especially if I'm facing off against a big tanky target. So, but yeah, this just means that with 4 pieces of limit breaking, I need to have 25 luck. And you need that 25 luck in the Pip-Boy. So let's look at the stats. And I have 33 luck. So technically, if I was to move some points around or even just do an Awesome Opossum Bacon. Awesome Opossum Bacon would bring my luck to 35. And then I'd be able to drop it down to 3 pieces. Or no, wait, it's 37. For some reason I thought it was 34. But I'm mistaken, it's 37. So yeah, if I was to move my points around and be at 37 luck, then I could drop down to 3 limit breaking to reach that luck to crit threshold. So it's really useful. Screenshot it if you need it. But yeah, you also need to apply the tactics, which is holding your critical attack button down while you're in VATS, the whole time you're in VATS. Because you're not going to be able to spam it fast enough. When you have the build set up like my build guide, they crit every other shot. And a weapon like this has a fire rate of 141. So yeah, you would need to be spamming the button like crazy. You know, it's not something you'll be able to manage. So yeah, you'd have to spam it 70 times in 10 seconds. That's how fast you'd have to spam your crit button if you're gonna spam it instead of holding the button. But the gameplay is actually set up to work with holding the button. There's just no game tips that actually tell you that anywhere in the video game, that you can just hold your crit button. So like for console, it's the triangle or the Y button on your controller, and on PC, it is the space bar. You can hold your space bar once you enter VATS. This will do 2 things for you. It'll guarantee that you use your crit as soon as it's ready. And like I just showed you, you're not going to spam it 70 times in 10 seconds. So if you're not doing that, you are nerfing yourself. You're nerfing your build. You could be doing more damage just by holding the button down in VATS. Desperately need 2 limit breaking. What platform are you on, Torino? If you need quad mod for a build, I got one for you. That's so nice of you. Miss Glass, do you have time to come over and check out my camp? Yeah, I'll make time. Well, after this bounty, because I just posted up a bounty. I love checking out your camps. Actually, I'm making a video with one of my viewers that's in the Discord, and I came across his camp completely randomly and loved it so much. You guys, you have to see this camp. I'm making a quick little video about it, and it's worth it. It's worth checking out. It's incredible. So, it's something I'd like to do more, like top 5 camps in the Discord or something. Oh no! I hate this one. Okay, well, he's dead. That was quick. Where are the side guys? The wingmen? Oh. Correct. 2-shot fat man. What did we get? What does that 2-shot Fat Man do? 2-shot, last shot, agility. Okay, I'll just scrap this. Holy cow! Are you able to make reflective? I don't know. I don't remember what this character has unlocked. Let's see. Let's find out. Let's check it out, gang. Place your bets. Let's see what we got. Yeah, there's not many. This is really sad, by the way, because this is the character that I've rated on the most. Remember, this is my OG character. I have 12,000 hours on this character. And I spent like 2 years grinding the raids alone. Almost 2 years on this character. Which is insane. Like, for real. I must have had the worst luck at unlocking, because I scrapped everything. I scrap everything when I'm raiding to try and unlock these 4-star mods. And this is all I have? It's insane. It's depressing! So definitely make sure that you're vendor hopping, because honestly I get better luck these days finding the mods I need through vendors. Through player vendors. And yeah, you do pay sometimes a high price, but it is what it is. Or join groups, trade groups and stuff like that. That can be helpful too. Okay, well, do I have any of the new ones? I have glowing, but I'm not a ghoul on this character and I never will be. Bro, this is so lame. Doesn't look like I have any of the new 2-star mods. Nope. I can craft ferals. So I got ferals and glowing on my human character. Great. Fantastic! Thanks, Bethesda. I appreciate it. I'll just go ghoul, I guess. That's so rough. Alright. I guess I'll keep the bounties going. I do have the caps. A rad rumble just popped up. That can be fun. That can be a lot of fun. I haven't done a rad rumble in forever. I do too. It's brutal RNG. It really is. It's baffling to me that Bethesda thinks this is appropriate, because it's like honestly a slap in the face. It's like, what do they really think our time is worth? If I can spend almost 2 years grinding the raids and only have 6 mods unlocked, it's distressing. The only way to really unlock mods fast is to make trades with people that can craft a bunch of the ones that you need to learn, so that you have like a stack of 100 box mods and you just start scrapping them one at a time. That's the best way to learn mods, unfortunately. But it comes, you know, it comes at a cost. You have to trade for it, basically. I feel like it's completely out of balance. Like, they're completely out of touch with that. It wouldn't kill them to throw us a bone once in a while, I know that. If we had slightly better RNG. I feel like it was better when it first became a thing, because it wasn't always a thing where you could learn legendary mods. It only became a thing where you could learn legendary mods when they made it when they changed the game so that you can actually swap individual legendary mods on your weapon. Whereas before, if a weapon dropped with only 2 stars, that's it. It had those 2 stars and you couldn't add more. You couldn't change the ones that are on it. That was it. And so whenever you had a perfect roll drop, like a furious, rapid, less VATS cost handmade, that was technically a god roll. It was a God Howard roll. And, you know, people would go nuts for those types of weapons that were dropped like that naturally with perfect rolls. But now you can change everything out. And since then, they made it so that it's a learning thing where you have a really low percentage to learn. And it's really scary because, like Zaxis954 mentions, rates are 1.5% for the box mod to learn the mod. And the other day, I had a friend join the lobby because we did an experiment on Livestream where he crafted me 100 limit breaking so that I could scrap them one at a time to learn limit breaking and see how much it would take to actually learn limit breaking from scrapping box mods. The scary thing is it actually took 160. So where's that 1.5%? It sure in heck didn't feel like it. It didn't feel like it at all. If the learn rate is 1%, then I should have learned it within 100 scraps. But I didn't. It took 160 scraps. Now on the other hand, one time we did the same thing where we did a live stream trying to learn the active mod on, I can't remember which character, I think it was my PlayStation character. And we did the same thing where I tried learning a new mod on a different platform, but the same way. The funny thing is it took a lot less. It took me like 30 box mods to actually learn active. So RNG is gonna RNG, you know? It's random number generation. That's what it is. It's completely random. Oh shoot, the ace is hitting me hard, but I'm hitting him harder. I think someone's using the rad rifle though, which is unfortunate. I was really hoping to be able to test my Gauss Mini. Because he went from having like 3/4 of his health to none in one shot. Someone definitely hit him with the rad rifle. Oh well. I kind of feel like doing Rad Rumble. Let's go do it. Took me close to 400 for pinpointers. Are you freaking serious? I've done 100 with active and no luck as well. I was gonna say, if you really said 1,000. Oh my god. But no, you meant 100, so that makes more sense. The cool thing is I did learn Elementalist recently on PC from just scrapping an armor piece that had Elementalist on it from doing a grunt hunt. I was doing a grunt hunt and the enemy dropped a piece of armor that had Elementalist. And I was like, well, I'll scrap it. You know, hopefully I get Elementalist. And boom, crafting unlocked, Elementalist. I couldn't believe it. I was freaking shook. Like, it does happen. That's amazing. I was like, for sure that it was a myth that you could learn mods. The thing is, too, is when it first came into the game that you could unlock mods that way from scrapping, it was happening a lot more. It was happening a lot more often, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that kind of noticed that. that you were unlocking at some point when the raids first came out. We were unlocking legendary mods every other scrap, like it was easy, and then at some point it feels like they adjusted it, but they never put that in a patch note or anything. So maybe I'm just superstitious and just had really good RNG for those first couple months. Looks like I don't have my gun fu, so we'll do that. I'll put gun fu back on with Born Survivor. We're not tackling anything too crazy here. This way I swap targets on kill automatically. And this is what I miss about being a ghoul. Doing events like this. Because you can just go and get all of the irradiated ore. You're the best person for it. Oh no! The mineral extractor is almost dead! Which one is it? Do I have... I should have a medic weapon. Here we go, here we go. Is it you? No? Okay, alright, we're good. We're good, gang! Hey. Wait, you can heal them? I never knew that. Yeah, you can! That's why I love the Super Stim Pike, but yeah, you can also use this. Oop, not that. Why isn't it swapping to my Thirst Zapper? The Thirst Zapper is the absolute best medic's weapon you can have. As long as you don't modify it to launch the Nuka launching or Nuka ammo type. You don't want to switch it to weaponized Nuka-Cola, because then you actually need to carry ammo on you. But if you leave it on the standard receiver, it's just a water gun. It's a squirt gun, so you don't need any ammo for it. You can just shoot it indiscriminately. And you just want to put a 1-star medics mod on there. Attacks will heal friendly targets by 5% health. And it's the best weapon for this. Like, you can reach pretty far with it too, if you need to. It's annoying that it doesn't swap back and forth, though. Wonder why. Probably because it shows no ammo. It shows up as no ammo, but it is just water that we're using. Anchorage Ace is so much fun. And it's about to get better. Oh my god. There's a lot of them there. I forgot how long this event is. It's a good thing, though. Most events I find are over with too quickly. Like, look at Alien Invaders. It's over with within a couple of minutes. Which platform would you say has more players? It's between Xbox and PC. It's hard to tell because I do have a lot of friends on Xbox. I've been playing there the longest, so... But PC is genuinely doing really well, too. Unfortunately, PlayStation, it's fairly obvious that it is dying on PlayStation. In fact, a lot of my viewers who are longtime viewers and are members of the GLASSGANG membership moved to PC from PlayStation. There's a number of viewers that did that. And you kind of can't blame them because they saw, you know, firsthand how much better the game performs on PC versus how bad it performs on PlayStation. It crashes a lot on PlayStation. So it's unfortunate for them. And I even experience it a lot too. I experience it a lot. I'll do a PlayStation stream, and one time in the first 15 minutes of the stream I crashed 3 times. I was basically in and out of the game for the first 15 minutes of the live stream. It was insane. I almost canceled the stream. So, and another thing I noticed about PlayStation in terms of how active it is there's never any raid teams. It is so rare to see raid teams on PlayStation. So, like, even during double XP weekend, it's practically dead. And I wish they would have some kind of a system that would let you either keep your progression or your character or both, you know? When people are losing all their progress to just swap to a platform that works better, it's really sad. And I wish they would do something about that, where if you're gonna move to PC, like, I understand not being able to do it if you're gonna move from Xbox to PlayStation because it's kind of a bigger problem. It's harder to do that because of Sony and the way that Sony is, and not wanting to merge networks to, like, they're kind of anal about that. And I feel like it should be possible from moving to Xbox, from Xbox to PC. Like, I feel like that shouldn't be a hard thing to do. It should be definitely possible. You know, because they're both owned by Microsoft. And Microsoft also owns Bethesda right now. Like, why isn't it a thing? Do you know how many people would move from Xbox to PC if they could keep their progression? So many. The game runs so smooth on PC. It runs at like twice the frame rate. Time to do my carnivore buffs to get my carry weight back. Alright. Now, I'm gonna go get some food buffs from Nuka World on tour. It's gonna be the ones I mentioned earlier that increase my max AP. Then you can get them here. They're already pre-cooked, so you don't even have to cook them, which makes it even more convenient for you. Like I showed you earlier, I had to cook the poached angler, but you'll see that I don't have to now if you just come here and buy it. I just wanted to show you guys that there's other options. There's other food buffs that do the same thing. So these 3 foods that I just bought from this lady, as soon as you spawn in and you turn around, this lady sells it. And she sells fried scorpion on a stick and fried rad roach on a stick. I bought 2 of those and 1 of the scorpion. They are the exact same buff as the squirrel on a stick. Gives you plus 8 agility. That's 80 points to your max AP. So let's see if I even need to consume that right now. Looks like I also need to consume mutations again. But look, I mean, even with all the mutations expired and my food buffs expired and my camp buffs expired, I still have 869 AP. Like, this is a lot. You could definitely get away with just putting the build together and not caring at all about the food buffs. Or if you wanted to run it herbivore, you'd be sitting at around 800 max AP with this build, and you could run it herbivore. I mean, it's really neat for that. I do have squirrel on a stick active though, but that's giving us 70 points of AP, so we'd be sitting at 799 AP without the squirrel on a stick. So let's also go check out the camp for the carry weight buffs. We just grab these hot dogs for my... These are HP buffs, and then these are carry weight buffs, these Yao Gai pastries. I also like to grab the sugar because I need it to craft the less VATS cost perk, which I use on everything, because every other build, most builds on my channel are VATS builds. I just find them more interesting and more lazy, because once you have it set up right, it does the most amount of damage, and it swaps targets on kill for you, it targets enemies for you. It's so nice. Such a quality of life thing. And we're going to start by also doing the ukulele chair thingy. You can also do the piano buff at your base, or just any guitar or a wind instrument. It's going to give you the well-tuned buff. And this is a 25% AP regen. So because this build has so much AP density, has so many action points to actually regen, it's important to have really high AP regen, or else it can take a long time for those points to regen. So another good way around that, if you don't have a camp thingy, or you don't want to bother with doing the camp buffs, is to just use company tea. My camp is by the ash heap and the lucky pick. I'll go check it out. I totally forgot to go check it out, sorry. Well tuned, okay, perfect. So we got the well tuned buff, and now I'm gonna do, oh, we need to go find, see if I have cooked soft shell meat yet. What the heck's going on with my Mylark steamer? This whole time it hasn't collected any cooked soft shell meat? That's so lame. I'm gonna lock this thing. It could be people grabbing the cooked soft shell meat. It's like the best food that goes in there. Alright. Poached Angler is the same thing like I showed you. Plus 50 to max AP. It's the same buff as cooked soft shell meat. They don't stack, but it's just a different buff that does the same thing. So now we're at 915. I'm going to take my mutations now, because some of the negatives are negatives that affect your AP density, but also because I don't have Class Freak. It opens up 3 points under luck by popping mutations. It also gives you access to both sides of the food buff mutation spectrum, because it completely alleviates the negative side effects, which means, like for carnivores, the negative side effect of the carnivore mutation is you gain no benefits from eating vegetables. So if we look at Blight Soup, it's going to say 0%. Check it out. It says 0% on everything. 0% HP, 0% crit damage. That's because I'm a carnivore. That just makes sense, right? But now I'm going to pop mutations and watch what happens. Adrenal reaction, bird bones, carnivore, eagle eyes, egghead, herd mentality, marsupial, scaly skin, and speed demon. Those are active for a whole hour. It opens up 3 points under luck, so that you can have a more optimized VATS build. I went from under 900 AP to 975 AP. And now if we look at Blight Soup, now we get 50% crit damage from Blight Soup. So it opens up your ability to have more access to more foods. You can also use intelligence boosting foods that the herbivores typically run. We're going to use company T here. Hot dog, and I'm going to take another scorpion on a stick just to refresh that all at the same time, so all my buffs are refreshed at the same time. We're at 978 max AP. I'll use Yao Gai pastry to bring us up to 510 carry weight. Pemmican will refresh that. Gave us a few extra points. We went from 975 AP to 978. And Black-Eyed Susan Soothin for more damage. And then the last points of AP here we're going to do is Antique Speed Bag. Thank you for adding me on Xbox. GG. Oh yeah, I haven't checked that today, I don't think. I should probably check that. I don't know how to check it right now, actually, because I'm on a different thingy. Wait a sec. Okay, I can do it. 8 pending requests. Okay, let's just accept all. There we go. Alright. Ka-chow. But now I'm pretty sure I have to turn this controller off and then I'll be able to. There we go. Yeah, okay. So now with that buff, we're at 998 AP. Just under 1,000. So I'll sit on this exercise bike and that'll bring us over 1,000. The neat thing about this is I haven't used any bobbleheads, magazines, or chems to reach 1,000 AP. So that means that's still all open to damage modifiers. If you want to do Big Guns bobblehead, Tesla Science 9, or if you're going to use a commando build and use Small Guns bobblehead. That's why what I love about this build, and that's why it took longer for me to get it together, guys, because I've been working on this build. My viewers know I've been working on this build for a hot minute, and I've just been trying to get it to a point where I actually reach 1,000 max AP without using bobbleheads, magazines, or chems, so that I can focus those 3 aspects around damage and not max AP. And it's finally there. It's finally ready. And I think what I'll do is I'll do 2 separate builds with it. I'll do one version of the build using the Gap Plaz and one version using the Gals Mini, because why not? Alright, where are we at now? We're at 1,002 AP. Ready to go. All refreshed. And we can even do our big guns and our Tesla Science 9 and our overdrive, and we're still gonna have that max AP. Check it out. Just did all the buffs, the damage modifier buffs, didn't lose a lick of AP. That's awesome. Alright, let's go. Let's go launch another bounty. Since there's no active infestation. I really wish there was a way that we could launch infestations, but I guess that's not lore friendly. Hang poster, let's go. Straight to it. I forgot to prepare snacks for my stream, but okay, it's okay, I'll survive. Yeah, this feels really good with the Gals Mini. I don't have to use any coffee or anything. We just stay in vats, doing all kinds of damage. Oh shoot, sometimes I get one-shotted though. That's just the nature of being bloodied. Also, it would help if I had Stimpack Supers on me and only Stimpack Supers, because I reckon right now I probably have regular Stimpaks on me. And when you have regular Stimpaks on you, even if you have the setting changed in the game settings for use priority strongest first on Stimpaks, that only applies to manual stimming. So let's see. It would mean that, yeah, I have regular stims on me. It would be much more beneficial to just drop all stims except for Stimpack Supers. It doesn't look like I have any on me, actually. So I need to get some. That would help. Because the idea is to just have Born Survivor proccing with Stimpack Supers, which will help survivability even more. So falling below 20% health automatically uses a Stimpack once every 20 seconds. The sad thing is, this build used to be a lot better. It used to have much higher survivability because there was a time where there wasn't a 20-second cooldown on this perk, and just falling below 20% health would automatically use a Stimpack. I miss those days because, you know, it was just a lot better. It was a lot easier to survive Bloodied, and a lot more people were playing Bloodied as a result. It was just a lot safer. Now it's like, you know, you have that 20% cooldown, so basically, if you don't have conductors proccing health return for you on crit, you really don't have much going in the survivability department. But yeah, so I lost my camp buffs, so we're down to 928 again, which is unfortunate. But hey, like I mentioned, 900 AP is still plenty. We're still fine here. This is AP we won't lose. You know, this is hard AP. It's there. It's there to stay. So that's cool. And that's mainly because of all the points I've invested in endurance and agility, and the armor set being unyielding, granting +3 to all stats. I have to check out this camp here. Someone wants me to check out their camp. Where did they say it was? In the ash heap and the lucky pick, near there. Alright, let's go check it out. Let's take a little break to go check out a camp. Oh, is that it? I actually never knew that, Chris. When it reaches the weight limit, they stop collecting, and most camp collectors have less than 10 max weight. Oh. I never knew that about collectors. That's good to know. The more you know. See, I learn stuff every day about this game. It's crazy how much there is to learn about it. What do we got? Let's go into cam, free cam, to try and kind of get a better view here. We'll turn depth of field off. Give ourselves a wider view. Okay, looks like a container camp. Very lore friendly. This is cute. I like it. Love the use of the rusty walls. I don't know what that wall kit is called, but it works. It works with the containers. Oh, neat. There's a car on this side. I love this. That's a great idea, merging it through like that. It makes it look like the workbench is just separate from it and the car is on its own over here. Neat. Holy cow! Thank you so much for all the 4-star mods. GG. So will Born Survivor slowly use all my stim packs as I'm normally 19%, or does it stop proccing when I'm full HP as a bloody? If you're at 20%, it won't use them. If you're under 20%, I think it only uses them when it detects a hit, because if I'm at full HP and I'm bloodied, like if I'm full of rads, then I'm technically at full HP. And stimming myself does nothing. So let's see. So you'd want to stay at 20, like I am right now, and just check your armor set to see if you are bloodied enough. See, it says +2 at 20. Sometimes it says +3 at 20. It's kind of finicky like that. But let's see here. We'll use pemmican, see if that does anything. We're still at +2. So we'll use one more toxic goo here. And then we'll look again. See? Now I used another toxic goo and now it says currently +3. And we're at 20 HP. So now technically the way Born Survivor is going to work is when I get a hit from something and it drops under 20, it'll use the stim pack right away. And only keeping stim pack supers on you is key. It helps a lot. Because they have a much higher initial burst of healing than regular stims, and I don't even have any on me right now. Actually, I think I saw stim pack diluted, which is the worst thing. No, I do have supers. Okay, I have 6 supers on me. Perfect. Good, good. And at 19%, it won't just keep running through them. Like, you won't just keep running through all your stim packs. It has to detect a hit. So even if you're at 19%, if you're at 19% and you have full rads, then technically you're full HP. Very nice decor. I think something's attacking your base. I just can't really tell what right now because I can't hear anything. I appreciate the coffee and the company tea. And the sugar. That's nice of you. Wait, was there more sugar there? I'll leave you those other sugars. Very nice. Fancy even. I like this table with the chairs. Goes really well with it. Is this some kind of a kit? Yellow tulip chair. I don't think I've ever seen this before. It has to be part of a bundle. Oh, this is such a cute plushie. I forgot about this plushie. Nice work. I would absolutely spend the night here. Fantastic job, Seaboy. Like the little trinkets on the shelves. The piggy bank. I didn't know we had a piggy bank. When did we get a piggy bank? Don't mind me, I'm just kind of blind. Neat. That's a great idea, putting that calendar on the fridge. That makes sense. GG. X-Axis, thank you so much for the 1,000 jewels. Rocker box. I don't think I've seen that either. Neat. Nice. Well done. Liberated Collectron. That's funny. Cool. That was fun checking it out. GG. Alright, let's do another bounty. Why not? Oh, actually, it's Invaders time. Let's do that instead. That makes sense. Wait, what? Vinyl, please, are you saying it's based on the percentage based? The percentage, like within that 20% of your HP bar if you have full rads? So if you're at 20% HP, it would mean if I have that card at rank 20, are you saying that it's only proccing when I'm at 20% of that 20% HP? If that's what they did to my Born Survivor, I'm gonna riot. I'm gonna throw hands. Shoot, I'm gonna have to test that. I mean, I believe you. It would make a lot of sense, to be honest with you. I just didn't understand it like that, but now that you mention it, it makes sense because it doesn't feel like it's ever proccing when I need it to. And they really ruined Born Survivor. Holy shoot, you learn something every day. But yeah, I'll have to do some tests then, because then that means I need to kind of rework how I have Born Survivor invested. Because I would love to be able to have more survivability with this build. Look at that Grim Reaper's sprint proccing between kills, keeping my AP bar full. Oh shoot, I got no more ammo. That is a problem. Not having ammo, but having enemies to kill with ammo remaining and not having ammo is a sad situation. So we're going to get more ammo because we have more enemies to kill. And they won't kill themselves, you know. Honestly, they need to stop messing with the game. It'd be so nice for them to just add content to play rather than keep like changing everything we know about the game, because it makes it really hard for people to learn the game and stay up on stuff, you know. Can't tell you how many times I've seen this game make drastic changes over the years. Yeah, see, at events like this where we have multiple targets to target and kill, Grim Reaper's sprint is insanely powerful. It kept my AP bar full that entire time because kills restore AP based on luck. And because I'm in Unyielding, I have 33 luck here, so I have a lot of luck, and you guys saw it, I wasn't running out of AP at all. That's neat. Sweet! What could I do that? Could we drop something to... I would have to drop gun food. That's what sucks. I could probably drop Action Girl. Here, let's do that. Falling below 40% health will automatically use a stim pack. So, in theory, this will work better. Alright gang, that's going to be it for tonight. I hope you had fun. I had a blast. Make sure you check out the links in the description. I left links to our Discord community. There's no obligation to join the official GLASSGANG membership to join our Discord, but I also left the membership link if you want to support the channel, little old me, and see your name on the official GLASSGANG roster for the world to see. I'm Miss Glass. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. GG! I left our GLASSGANG link in the description if you want to find a community to play with. I also left our Discord link, but there's no obligation to join the Discord. Thank you so much for watching.